Yeah,
I got it. It's right here.
And our sound is good tonight, right, gentlemen?
You betcha.
Yes, it is.
Plug at the
Glad to be
microphone
here
right.
in the basement with you, Ken Patterson.
I'm honored to have you with me tonight, Chris.
All righty.
You're my favorite.
Why is my microphone crooked?
I don't know, but you can straighten it out. Joshua, does your sound good?
If only there was a way.
I think so.
Get straight on.
This is going to be great because there won't be any sound of a train in the background tonight.
Holy ding.
All right, gentlemen, this is the best hobby in the world. Let's make it look like it's
Yes, it
absolutely
is.
like we
That's it,
should.
boys.
Everybody smile.
Somebody give us a countdown and let's just launch into the best job we've got.
3, 2.
This is the What's Neat This Week podcast, number 52, the most fun model railroad show on the internet. I've got the best guys to work with. Kumbaya. Let's have a good time tonight with George Bogatiuk from SoundTraxx, Chris Palomarez, our favorite Daniel Coombs, and of course, we're all together tonight. Thank you. Let's do it right now, guys.
All right.
Starting now.
The What's Neat This Week video podcast is supported by enthusiastic model railroaders just like you. Additional support is provided by Athearn Trains. Check out all their new monthly announcements at athearn.com. And by Bachmann Trains. Now that's the way to run a railroad. Check out their website at bachmanntrains.com. Further support is provided by the NCE Corporation, the power of DCC. Visit their website at NCEDCC.com. And thank you for supporting the What's Neat This Week podcast. This is the What's Neat This Week podcast, number 52 for October 13th, 2018. I'm your host, Ken Patterson, the host of the What's Neat show over at Model Railroad Hobbyist Magazine. And tonight I've got a full house, guys. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
Tonight we've got George Bogatiuk from SoundTraxx in the hockey rink tonight. You'll know him as Goalie George. We love you, George. I've got Chris Palomarez over here, Daniel Coombs, our favorite, and of course Sugarfire, Joshua Barton.
Yeah.
I've got Austin Allard running camera number 2, and we've got 2 ghosts running number 3 and okay.
Hi, Ghost.
There's a lot of new news that's developed. You wouldn't think that would happen in just a week, but Digitrax has been affected by this Hurricane Michael that kind of went right through Panama City there.
My God.
I've got photographs from their Facebook page. I Googled the location, and in fact, I could see the before and after damage of the steel structure. They're about 8 miles from the beach and about 4.6 miles to the nearest body of water that they've got. If you remember in Panama City, you got to go across the water to get out there to all the beaches out there. And that water is about 4.6 miles from where they are, and the Grand Lagoon is what they actually call that body of water. But we wish them the best of luck. I mean, a lot of people were affected by that, and there's plenty of charities out there that you can donate to if you want to donate to hurricane relief. Also, Steve Hurt has shown us some new models. Now, you'll remember Steve Hurt as being this exceptional modeler that builds these large 125th scale cars at the RPM meet here in St. Louis.
Yeah.
The guy does just absolutely fantastic work. We love you, Steve Hurt. And he sent me some pictures of the latest model that he's starting to work on. This is a really cool looking truck. In fact, guys, I got the photographs right here. I don't know what kind of truck this is. Mike would know it.
He would know it right off the top of his head.
I know, but thank you very much, Steve Hurt, for sharing the progress on the latest project that you're going to work on for the meet. Now, George is going to leave us soon. We don't have a lot of time for George on his camera end. You know how it is when you're paying for satellite feed. But so we're going to launch right into George Bogatiuk from SoundTraxx before I go into the rest of the new news and all the photo shoots and all the cool stuff that we've done this week in the What's Neat studios here. But George, brother, we love you. How are you tonight?
Man, I'm having a great time. It's hockey night in Durango.
I can see
so
this.
I'm actually at the hockey rink here, and I will be playing here in a little bit. So I'm going to be leaving here, strap on the pads, and take to the ice and try to stop some pucks for these boys.
All right. Yeah.
Now, you've shared some really cool video on your YouTube site with me. Your YouTube channel is called Goalie George, and I think there was this one thing where it was Goalie George versus, tell me what that video was, George.
So this is my buddy Reed.
Reed,
and,
okay.
Him and I are 2 of the top goalies in town, and so he wanted to record one of the games. So I took a GoPro camera and stacked it up on the glass behind the net and recorded him 2 periods and me 1 period. And kind of showed a head-to-head game against each other.
Which one are
He's a
you?
good buddy of mine. So
Which
we
one
have
of
a
these
lot
guys
fun.
is you in this video? Which one of these guys is you?
I'm the one in the second period, so I'll be in the white sweater wearing the number 20.
Okay, cool. I was trying to
Awesome.
figure that out. Wow, you look killer, man. I mean,
Number
you're like our
20.
bodyguard when we need one, George.
I'll tell you, I'm not a small guy, but once I strap on the pads, it's even bigger.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can see that, George.
You've worked on some Broadway limited steam locomotives for me, George, this week. And I really appreciate what you've done for us. You put
You're welcome.
Tsunami 2 decoders inside this locomotive, which I think it had the old Paragon in it. And these things sound absolutely fantastic. I'm running B-roll of them rolling past right now. But thank you very much, George, for doing that for me.
Oh, you're welcome. I had a great time doing them. They were nice and easy and straightforward, and I gave you the video on how I did it. So, you'll be running that in a What's Neat video segment later on.
You're running into the December What's Neat show over at Model Railroad Hobbyist Magazine in a 30-minute long presentation, and I think it's going to be actually 25. I've still got some editing to do on that.
Okay.
But it looks really fantastic, George. I love the camera 1 and camera 2. Very good work.
It's a lot easier than people make that out to be, and so because of that, I wanted to take the time to show you step by step how to do it. And I know these are some of your favorite engines, so I wanted to make sure they look good for you.
They are that for sure. They run fantastic. I just can't tell you how great it is when they start up and you get that whoosh sound of the cocks just letting all the steam out. It's just absolutely dead on for Pensy right now. I love them.
So new life for some old locomotives there, Ken.
That's
I
exactly
know.
it.
It's
Yeah.
great.
Indeed.
George, this is awesome because we're not talking about decoders tonight.
No,
Now you sent us some video that we saw of the Durango and Silverton number 461 running through a grade crossing here. Absolutely gorgeous Colorado scenery. I just
Yeah.
love this clip right here, George.
right. Now that's the train numbers, and so number 461 is the train number, and the engine numbers are different. And so the train is the scheduled train number 461, and that's the first one that leaves out in the morning.
That's
and
cool.
then you've got the other ones that leave out. The 63 and the 65 are the 3 trains that leave out in the morning. And then when they return, they're of course the 462, the 64, and the 66.
I love that
And,
narrow gauge.
And since it's on a schedule, they've got all that written up. And then, of course, when they're running extras, they've got the flags out on the front of the locomotive to identify it as an extra.
That's cool.
That's real cool.
Yeah.
Now, George, you've got another video clip here of the same train pulling out from right next to McDonald's there in Durango. And it looks like that McDonald's has really grown up in trees around there. That whole area's changed. I know a lot of modelers like to model that one intersection because it's so well known.
It's a very iconic part of the Durango scene. And so, yeah, it's one of those things that most people get to see in the morning when they come out to ride the train. So it's
cool.
definitely something that, it's very, very well known scene.
Right. Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool, man. Guys, anything else you want to talk about with George?
Yeah, I just want to see what's the latest project he has on his layout coming along.
So the newest one I'm working on is actually working on some car cards
Oh, cool.
and waybills. Well, I think Chris, when you were here last time, we were doing kind of a swap out same for same, and so
Yeah.
we were, boxcar was spotted in an industry, we'd switch it out with a boxcar,
Yep.
and what we've been doing is actually working in car cards and waybills, and so now I've got the car cards done. I'm working on getting the cars ready to go, and then as soon as that's ready, we'll start filling out the waybills and get that cycled in, so we can start getting some actual operation and some what's the word I'm looking for? Some responsibility and accountability to it, as opposed to just simply the Mother May I system.
Yep. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to getting out to Durango sometime and switching on your layout.
Oh, I'm sure we can find a reason for you to come visit.
Won't have to twist my arm on that. I think Ken still needs some red dirt. So
I'm going to be out there this week and get me some dirt.
I was just saying, I keep saying I need to do that. I need to just fill a box of priority mail, flat rate box full of dirt and send it to you. And I just keep forgetting to do it.
put a nice Merry Christmas sticker on there. You know?
I know. It's like I'd mail you 2 boxes of Missouri dirt for 1 box of Colorado dirt.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a
I'll
trade.
see what I can dig up for you. I'll try to get something out for you relatively
Ba-dum,
soon.
ba-dum, ba-dum. Okay, so tonight we're going to talk about this wonderful freight car from Bachmann Trains in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This is an outside braced box car with a Fred on the end. I'd like to shoot a really cool ad photo with this where the rails are reflecting the Fred on the very end of the freight car. That's this green car right here, Austin. I'm probably going to run maybe some photos of it. But the fact is, this car comes with a flashing red LED light on the rear end of it, otherwise known as a end of train device or a Fred. And these cars operate both on DCC and DC. And the one that we've got here is Greenville Northern Railroad. They also come in CN, BN, CSX, and Railbox. They've got 5 road names. They're really kind of cool. I love the flashing light on the end of it. And in fact, this flashing light system is available separately where you can just buy the powered trucks and put them on any freight car that you like. Check it out at BachmannTrains.com online. And thank you very much, Bachmann, for supporting the What's Neat This Week podcast. We really appreciate it. George, tell me some more great stuff about that beautiful state you live in, buddy.
Oh, let's see. We've actually been getting some rain, and we've actually got some white stuff on the mountains now.
Oh,
so
no
that's
way.
that's a great change from what we've seen over the summer here. We've been very, very dry, as I'm sure everybody know.
Yeah.
We had that 416 fire in town that kind of burned a lot of the area, but luckily, not a single structure was lost, so that worked out really well in that regard. I mean,
Yeah,
it's the
very
best outcome you could have expected. But now the rains are starting to come. We've got some white stuff starting up in the mountains, to the fact that Wolf Creek, which is east of Pagosa Springs, is actually opened up for skiing already this weekend.
Wow.
That's cool.
Cool, man.
So-
That is way cool.
Very, very welcome. We're all out doing rain dances.
Just in time, last car wash for the season then.
Right?
Now, George, I said I wasn't going to talk about sound decoders and any of that stuff tonight, but I got to break it a little bit here. Last week, people really enjoyed the segment that we did on visiting SoundTraxx. Seeing all that high-tech equipment that you got back there is so fascinating, George. What a neat job you've got, brother.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, I really do count my blessings every day, and it is something that we're very proud of in the fact that we do manufacture here.
Yep.
I don't think it gets enough publicity out in the public when it comes to the model railroad community, because everybody just kind of assumes nowadays, especially, everything's made in China or made somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And by building here, we're able to not only control the inventory on our shelf, but we're also able to control the quality, because as you saw in there, the multiple stages of testing that we do to make sure that the decoder is working when we put it in the package, so that you as the user doesn't get lost or not lost, but open it up and get frustrated because they plug a decoder in or wire it and it doesn't work.
Right.
And that's kind of frustrating. And so when it gets to that point, we try to make sure that we do everything in our power to make sure you've got a working decoder the first time.
Yep. Yep.
And I will tell you that is one of the things that I'm very proud of, the fact that I work here, is because we do manufacture here. We don't rely on overseas manufacturing. And so we're employing people here in Durango to manufacture our stuff. And like I said, we do the testing. So I'm very proud of what we do.
No, that's awesome. Thank you, Nancy, and the folks out there. You guys have just got a great first-class company. It just shows how great this hobby is and the kind of people that we get to work with every day, George, including you. We all love you, buddy.
Man, I love you guys, and this is a lot of fun. I really, really wish I could stay a little longer, but I'm getting the 10-minute signal, so I got to go strap on the pads and try to stop some pucks tonight.
All right.
We love it, guys.
Good luck, George.
One of you
So-
gentlemen kill
Hey,
my
guys.
Skype feed over here on the computer, and we've got lots more material to
So-
cover tonight.
All
We're
right,
10
George.
minutes
Take
short.
care of
George.
yourself.
Thank you,
Have a
George.
good
Have a
game.
great
Good
night.
luck.
Thanks for having me, and we'll talk to you guys next time.
All
Break
righty.
the leg.
Sounds good.
All right, bye-bye.
Cool, guys. Just go ahead and kill this laptop right here. Just kill the Skype. There you go. All right, so Chris, you and I have been working on a lot of projects this week. We've really done a great deal of work with regards to outdoor photography in the backyard.
Yeah.
We shot that 1943 through one of Jeff Parker's gorgeous Central Valley double-track bridges this week.
Right up against the sunrise.
Yeah, I tell you what. I'm telling you what. That's a photograph, Chris.
I know. It's beautiful. I mean, I just like how all that lattice sort of frames the locomotive. And
It took a a solid 10 minutes to set that one up.
Yeah, it shows.
I set up just a few minutes before sunrise this time. You should set up about 25 minutes before. That's when you get your best colors for doing a shot.
Right.
But I pushed it to the last minute, so I had 10 minutes before sunrise, and I was fighting that thing, trying to find the right angle to block the neighbor's fence, block the tree, and try to line up the sun right between the gussets. It was a fight, but it just worked out.
It turned out very well.
Now, Chris, I sent you a photograph last week that we showed off on the show, and that was a gorgeous Amtrak shot running up the tracks with the sunrise, and you did a little bit of Photoshop magic to it, didn't you?
Well, I just kind of boosted up some of the colors and just put a little bit of a lens flare over the headlight, just to kind of give it a little bit more pizzazz, especially just wanted those sunrise colors to, really hit. So
I love it. When you do that, brother, it's your magic, man. Look what you did for that steam picture, that gorgeous smoke of the steam engine on the trestle. That's like the best shot, one of many of the best shots we've ever done.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, we shot these green Northern Pacific locomotives that you see on the table. Don't worry about going tight on this, but these engines are really neat. Tell me what these are.
These are FP7s in our Athearn Genesis line.
Great.
And, even though these particular Northern Pacific locomotives may be out of stock, we have another shipment coming in. We have some SP, Sioux Line, and Reading. We have those 3 road names coming in next month. So it's kind of a timely thing. I think that one thing to note that the Northern Pacific and Central Valley are pretty hand in hand tied together. That was Jeff Parker's dad. Yeah, he was the real mover and shaker behind
that was a beautiful layout.
that railroad and that layout.
I've never seen anybody get, and I don't have any pictures to show you, but he used to model brown, muddy river water. And he got the color dead on. If you remember any of the shots that have run in past publications in the model press, just absolutely amazing work. I'm so
Actually, I
impressed
got
with him.
footage of that I could send you.
Okay, there comes another edit. Rock and roll. Well, one of the pictures I wanted to talk about, and while you were talking, Chris, I already ran the photographs of the green NP engine shot from on top and the low side. That was an okay shot. Daylight, full sun. That was neat. But then I went out there at about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I set up this nighttime shot where I only used the house lights.
Yeah.
It was a 4-minute long exposure where the headlights on the engine were lit long enough for the camera to be able to pick them up.
Right.
And then I turned on the lights in the house for 10 seconds, and it gave us just enough light to create the flash effect of a camera.
Mm-hmm.
So, somebody was complaining that somebody was flashing the engineers with that. But, it just came out rock and roll great. A couple bricks, a body of water. I might have run some footage already of the setups of these photo shoots because I ran a lot of B-roll this week while I was shooting. But it just came out really cool. The DCC, everything worked, baby. I just love it when it works out that way. And thank you, Jeff, for the bridges. These are those Central Valley bridges that we use for the photo shot. Just really cool stuff. Jeff is going to show us in the December What's Neat over at Model Railroad Hobbyist Magazine how to build the 200-foot long single track bridge. He builds it for us. He spent 3 days here. Yeah. And I just loved watching his methodical, skillful work. That guy is just the best.
Yeah, no doubt. He and Heather put together a really nice product and really nice, output, especially, Jeff's a great modeler himself.
I love that guy, man. I love him. I love them. I haven't met anybody in this hobby I don't like. What a great industry this has turned out to be. I've been in it for almost 30 years, and everybody's great. Kumbaya, and that's the way it should be because this is a happy, happy show.
Oh, yeah.
And I love it when it's like that. Now, I got to tell you what, it looks like last week's show was a hit. Michelle Kempema, the executive director from the Colorado Model Railroad Museum in Greeley, Colorado. She's our new and regular personality on the show, and I just love how she did last week. She was able to it was a great show. It was the smoothest podcast I think we did. You saw it tonight. What'd you think?
It was great. It was kind of set the stage for, future What's Needs, too.
Do you mean we raised the bar again?
I think you did.
I like it when that happens.
Or in this case, you can call it sort of like a game of limbo where you lower the bar and then it's sort of a little tougher, but
I absolutely love how her mind works and that she's already creating material for the November 3rd show. She's on it. B-roll, still photos. What a great person to work with. It's going to make our job easier to do. Yep. And once again, I want to say thank you very much to David Trussell for setting up that museum. That's an absolutely magnificent place that all of us can enjoy, share the hobby of model railroading, and see so many cool artifacts. And in fact, I am going to have the absolute privilege to be out there this week. I'm going to be out there Friday pretty much all day that they're open at the museum. And I look forward to meeting all of the members of the club. They're going to be able to show up on that day. And I thought we'd kind of run it like an antique road show, whereas If you got a model, maybe something really cool that you're proud of, and you live in the area, and you're going to be around on Friday in Greeley, Colorado at the museum, I'd be happy to put a microphone in your face and show off your work and show it off to the What's Neat podcast.
Yeah,
folks.
there
We're
you
not
go.
doing
That's an
shows.
idea.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be great in and out. And I'll be back here for the podcast on Saturday, where we're going to have Stephen Priest from Model Railroad Craftsman be on the show. We're also going to have Brad Joseph on the show next week. It's going to be really good. He's got that dealership over there, that car dealership, and a passion car that they built into an atrium. So it should be a really good
Wow.
show next week.
That should be cool.
Yeah, I remember I caught some footage of that last year at his holiday open house.
Oh,
That's
cool.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
85-foot Great Northern.
Nice.
I think it was a diner,
A diner?
maybe.
Well, what color? Blue or orange?
This was, well, it was originally at Pennsylvania Brunswick from
Okay.
the 30s. Then Great Northern got it, and I think it's in the orange, green, and black.
Oh,
Is that
okay.
the scheme?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Tell you what, the show numbers in the show have been absolutely fantastic. Last 28 days of the month for the What's Neat This Week podcast, we've been scoring around 29,774 views on average. And the real time, I love watching real time, guys. It's really neat. Everybody in this country goes to sleep, and the numbers go down to 40, and all of a sudden Australia and England and the other side of the world wakes up, and the numbers pop right back up to 100 per hour. I love watching that happen. Thank you very much to all the folks overseas, the international
Yes.
audience that we've seemed to
That's
have
right.
Yes, thank you for watching.
Thanks,
We've
guys.
cultivated,
Give 'em a
yes.
round of applause.
It's absolutely amazing. Now, Daniel, we're going to try something we've never done before, and if I can do this without killing sound, we're going to show the demo that we talked about last week on the show.
Oh,
We're going
yeah.
to take this simple NCE Power Cab system and hook it up to the layout down here and make this train run all the way around. We actually tested it tonight, and it actually works. It's unbelievable that this little system can run this whole layout, but it does do it. And Chris
Awesome.
pointed out to me that it's not about the power overall, it's how many engines you're going to run at one time.
Yeah.
So we're going to set up 2 Broadway Limited, the brand new engines that George just put sound in for me, and we're going to test run those tonight. So guys, fill the time while I get up and move around.
Yeah. Well,
Do you want me to get up?
do, 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 do,
Will you hit the
do,
mute on
do.
microphone?
There we go.
I said you need me to get up.
All right. Cut to.
So Daniel, we've got the system set up just the way it comes for $199. You've got the power cab right here, and we've got it hooked up to the layout through 2 simple alligator clips running
Yep.
over to my workbench. So this is a real simple hookup. 3 peripherals. The one thing plugged into the floor is the power system, the power pack, right? It's running on a wire just like a computer laptop power pack. We've got the panel right here, and we've got the throttle. So the theory is you can take this and probably get the train over here to move.
Yep, well, let's
If
see.
we've got it all hooked up.
Well, she's working real well.
We ran it all the way around the room, just like that. Very happy with the performance.
Wow.
Now let's do something else. Let's say you've got the nice power cab, you got it for your birthday, everything's great, but now it's Christmas and you want to know what to put on the list next. Let's say you want to walk around your layout and treat this as a radio control system. You can easily do that with the NCE Power System by adding this Cab 06 wireless cab, which
Yep.
I'm going to give to Daniel.
Okay.
And you push the buttons to activate it. And we've also got this radio control system simply plugged into the back of the panel, and this now makes the nice power cab system a radio controlled system. So can you run the train with that now,
Yep.
Daniel?
Now, first off, I want to clarify that you got to hit the horn button to turn it on. Okay. Our address is selected, and we should be able to. Oh,
Hey,
there
wow.
they go.
Oh, there it goes.
How about that?
That is slick.
Joshua kill number 2.
So you're telling me that all I have to buy is this RBO2.
RBO2 and a
I
Cab
can make
06E.
mine. Awesome. That's awesome.
Or you
that's
can
great.
get a power or the NCE Pro Cab with the radio.
Okay. Well, I already have a Pro Cab that I bought to run over here, so that's perfect.
There you go. Yep, it'll all work.
Guys, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I mean, put your money in it. This is a system. It's well thought out. It just works, and that's what we all want. We want to enjoy the trains. We don't want to mess around with trying to figure out stuff. There's nothing to figure out here. So I'm sold. I've said that so many times,
Yeah,
but it's
I
a
know
fact.
you're sold.
I'm so sold on that.
But you know, it's beyond just technical capacity on that. It's just tactile feel, how it handles,
It is.
how it
User-friendly,
feels in
too.
your hand.
All of the above, yes.
Yeah.
Just like that, that's everything on my list. How much time we got to go still, guys?
Well, don't forget about Athearn.
I didn't forget you're here. Vic, I'm going to hand you the baton, baby. I love to watch you do this.
Oh, you want to see me pitch Athearn?
Well, look at all the photos we've done this week. I mean, every time I point a camera at an Athearn engine, it's a winner.
Well,
and it's not an accident. It's a fact that I'm shooting quality models.
Yep.
Exactly.
So,
well, you know what? Here's something that you might recall. And I'm going to pull this out.
Oh boy, down memory lane.
you're just trying to get me in a good mood. Thank you very much.
Remember this shot that we did?
Yes. It's January 2015.
It was based on this Robert Frischella.
Frischella. I love that man.
So that's
painting.
the actual photograph.
This is the actual photograph. Now, what's really interesting about this photograph, on the lead locomotive here, you'll see Erie Lackawanna 3639.
Nice work.
Okay. Now, there's something that's going on right now that we're really getting behind as a company, and just this affects everybody that's into diesels. There's this project called Erie Lackawanna 3639 North, and they're currently in the fundraiser stage, so they can take the existing Erie Lackawanna 3639. It's right now painted a Conrail scheme. You see 6687 up here. Well, it's 6670 painted right now. If you look closely at like some of the photos of this thing, you can actually see the Erie Lackawanna stripes bleeding through.
Oh, wow.
They're going to take this locomotive from, I believe it's in Roanoke, and they're going to move it over to Ohio, and they're going to restore it.
How about that?
Oh, wow.
Athearn's going to be behind it. They had several fundraisers.
No kidding.
Really?
That's
and-
great.
How about that?
And
That's awesome.
I think what we should do, Ken, is redo this shot with the proper Erie Lackawanna 3639 per Bob's painting
Photograph.
here.
Cool.
So that'll be a challenge for us for this winter, I think.
love
I mean, we
challenges.
need to do another winter shot. I know we're kind of like redoing it a little bit. We'll make it a little bit more like Bob's composition too, I think. So it might be kind of fun to bring Bob in and I just sort of like his thoughts on, when he was painting this, and you get the backstory on it. I think it might be pretty cool. So
Like it says right there. I love it, man.
yeah,
I can't wait. I tell you what, it's those challenge photos that make my job interesting.
So-
There's, just the easy ones are like cranking out widgets. It's
Yeah.
like catalog photography. When we can do something that's art, something that makes you stop and look at it, and I can sit there and look at it and feel good about,
yeah.
I love doing that, brother. And plus, it sells models.
Well,
right.
speaking of that, so we're offering the SDP 45s for reservation right now. We're doing 6670 in Conrail and the Erie Lackawanna 3639.
Nice.
And this is how we're structuring it. Per unit that's reserved, we're going to be calculates how much we donate to the Erie Lackawanna 3639 North. And you can also go to their fundraiser. I'll be sure to drop a link over to you so you can put that
Very
onto the
cool.
thing.
Nice.
So appreciate everybody, checking us out over the past 52 podcasts. Yeah, it's been a great platform for us to kind of get out the word on some of these things. So
I tell you, I love working with you, brother.
I appreciate
Every
that.
day, I get to work with guys just like this every day. During my professional job part of the life, I mean, the podcast, this is like recess, guys. We get to play. I mean,
Oh,
come
yeah.
on.
Oh, yeah.
But working every day with people like this and the folks at Bachmann that I worked with for so many years, just great people. And it's something that if you'd aspire to doing, those young folks out there, Daniel's age, that think
Yeah.
they want to have a career in this industry, hey, the red carpet is rolled out. There's plenty of good jobs in this industry. It's called the toy business. There's money in that business.
I
And you're
did
a testament to that, right?
Well,
George?
originally I did what my parents told me to do. You got to find yourself a real job, and then then model railroading lassos me in, and it's just like I don't know why I didn't do this sooner.
That's fantastic. You know what? You want to close this? Because I think we're almost to an end here. It's going to be an easy edit tonight. I want to get in and out and catch a plane to Colorado as soon as I can.
Okay.
Well, how about this, Daniel? Why don't you close it out? I don't recall you finishing off a podcast.
We
in a
love you,
while.
Daniel.
Few
We
times.
miss you. You're working all the time. You don't have that much time anymore. I'm so glad you could come here tonight with us.
I'm so glad too. And next Saturday, I did take the day off. So I will be able to come here.
All right.
Day off.
But I will also be at the St. Louis Live Steamers blowdown run. So how about we get some footage of live steam power? Or no, you're going to be in Colorado Friday. Never mind.
I got to go to the Brad Joseph's dealership and shoot B-roll of the passenger car Monday and Tuesday, so I'm not off the hook yet. As soon as this podcast is done, I still got another day of work to do here in town. So I got to catch up. December's almost done, believe it or not. I got December hacked out this week. It's really turning out to be a good video. It might be almost an hour long for December's What's Neat.
Wow.
I know, but it's all good content.
Hey.
Wow.
That's all that matters.
So,
We got that one bridge shot that we did. Remember the bridge we did where we built the trestle over the summer?
Yeah.
That's in there. That's a really cool thing on how to build the bridge,
Oh, yeah.
do the water, set up
Yep.
that shot. There's no shortage of material here. I mean, I just look forward to getting out to the museum because just think of it. There's probably going to be 2 or 3 months of material come from working out there.
Oh, yeah.
An expose of some of the best models in the world by the best modelers in the world.
yep.
So is this the best hobby in the world? I love it. This is it.
All right. So,
All right,
Daniel.
take it away, Daniel.
alrighty. So, as always, guys, give us a like. Maybe a dislike. No, just give us a like. Also, leave your comments below. And one more thing I want to say about me, I got a YouTube channel, Union Pacific Rail Fan for Life. So feel free to subscribe to my videos. And I've actually got 2 new videos in the works. So stay tuned for that.
Looking forward to them.
We love you,
So
Daniel.
this is podcast number 52.
2.
Okay, I got it right. 52 for October the 13th, 2018. Have a good night, guys.
Let's run some
Let's
trains,
run
guys.
some trains.
Let's run some trains.
There's no sound. Like